Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another session of the International Coaches Summit brought to you by the Basketball Embassy. I'm Zach Mason, and today we get another special treat here, the second session from Coach Neil Harrow over at Troy University. And today he's going to be talking about baseline and sideline out-of-bounds plays. I encourage everyone once again to submit their questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Coach is more than willing to take those as we go along, and really appreciate you doing another session, Coach.
Thank you. It's just really great to be here. Thank you, and everybody over there for letting me come back, and for letting all the coaches join in. Thanks for everyone that's tuning in. Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, go ahead and get us started, Coach. We're ready.
All right, sounds good. So I won't give a whole introduction. I won't bore you with that. Yesterday, I did a clinic on transition offense and offensive rebounding. I gave the whole intro there. So in a nutshell, I'm Neil Harrow. I'm from Scotland originally. Coached in Scotland for a while. Coached in Spain for 3 years at Martinenc in Barcelona. And was at Barossa State for 2 years as a graduate assistant. And this is now my just finished my 5th season at Troy, where we're coming off a conference championship. And, we're very heavily kind of focused on scoring. So I decided today to do a clinic on out of bounds, scoring, baseline, and sideline out of bounds, and kind of mix that in with special situations. It's all kind of connected. So before I get started, just Neil Harrow, feel free at any stage to email me, tweet me, Instagram me, text me, email, whatever you want. My social media information is at Neil_Harrow, NEIL_HARROW. Twitter, Instagram, hit me up anytime. My cell is 229-699-3646. If you're outside of America, just put a +1 in front of that. Hit me up on WhatsApp. I'll be happy to talk hoops anytime. And it's nharrow@troy.edu. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to do, I hope you can see okay. I know there's a little light here, but I hope you can see okay. I just wanted to talk about some things that I've learned over the years of doing out of bounds plays. I do our out of bounds stuff and situations at special situations at Troy. I have done for a couple of years now, and just some things I've learned along the way that I wanted to share with you guys. Whether it's just general out of bounds during the game, or whether it's out of bounds at the end of games, out of a timeout. In the women's college game, we're really fortunate to advance the ball. So we call a timeout within the last minute of the fourth quarter. We can advance the ball to the sideline, which is huge. In the men's game, I don't believe they can do that yet. So I think it's a huge advantage to us. But yeah, so some of these things. Remember that you win situations in practice. You don't win them in that timeout. And what I mean by that is you have to rehearse these situations because they're high pressure. There's not as much time. You're getting, two of the players are getting water. One is rubbing her knee because, she banged her knee in the last position. They're half listening. They're nervous because they're down one with, whatever. So there's so many things that you can do to connect them with that experience in practice that, ladies, we've rehearsed this 10 times in the last month. We know that we know this play. We know it works. We know what we want out of it. We know the details. So you have to spend time, invest time in practice every day. Do something that's special situations. So get good at these things in practice so that in the game, it's not new. Nobody's confused. Nobody can't remember what it is. And it helps if you're successful in practice at it, because then they can think back and they make that connection of like, this really works. I know this works. Second thing is, the big question is not what I know, it's what can my team execute? And that's, so take your ego out of the equation. Take the fact that you might have seen, the best play last night in an NBA game. If you've never rehearsed it, there's a good chance in that timeout, even though you might draw up great, you probably won't execute this. So it's not what you know, it's what can my team actually execute out of this timeout? Or if it's during the game and it's a baseline or a sideline play, oftentimes it's not the fanciest play that works. It's what we can execute, just like everything in basketball. It's not necessarily the fanciest stuff. Next is the details. Details are so important to out of bounds stuff. Screening angles, quality of screens. It says here set screens. It can be the best play in the world. If we can't get somebody open, they're not going to score. Details, details, details. Screening angles. The difference between this angle and this angle could be the difference between her getting a shot and not getting a shot, and it's a 5-second violation, or you just lose the game. Okay? I swear it's in the smallest details. In practice, go slow at the start when you're teaching your situations and your out of bounds plays, so that the smallest of details are very, very clear to your team. This is a philosophy question for everyone to consider. I really think it's important to consider this. Would you rather get your best player a contested shot, or would you rather get your second, third, or fourth option a wide open look? That's down to you. Okay? I would probably rather get my best player a decent look than my third option a great look. You know, would you rather have had, you know, since the last dance was just on, would you rather have had Jordan with a contested jump shot, or would you rather have had, you know, option 3, which I suppose was Steve Kerr, and he was quite reliable. But you know what I'm saying? This is just a philosophy question that you need to consider in yourself. Everybody's different. There's no right and wrong answers. That's just something you have to know. And it might change with time, with game-to-game situations. But you need to ask yourself, would you rather have your best player? And this is something to consider as well. I didn't write this down, but does your best player want the last shot? And I think it's okay to have that conversation with them. You know, I've coached teams before where my best player didn't want to take the last shot in the game, and that's okay. But you'd rather know it. Trust me, you'd rather know it, and you can use her as a decoy because everybody thinks it's good. They don't know the answers they're giving you, so you'll have to consider that as well. Who is clutch on your team? We had a player this past year, Michaela Robinson. She was one of the most clutch players I've ever met in my life. She wasn't necessarily our leading scorer this year, or probably even second leading scorer. But regardless of what she did in the game, she could go 0 for 8. I knew that the last shot was going to her because I knew she really believed she was going to make it. She wanted that pressure. She wasn't scared. And I think that's really, really important. So don't underestimate the fact that you need to know whether what players want that shot in late game situations. Time and score, of course, time and score. Make sure your players in a timeout know, and this sounds so simple, but make sure they know the situation. Like, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen someone pull a J.R. Smith and they don't know that they're down 1, or they don't know that they need a 3 and they think they just need a 2. Don't run a play for a 3 and someone gets a wide open look and they go make a layup and you lose by 1 because they didn't know. Okay, make sure that they know time and score. All right, rehearse at home. Coaches, grab your board, sit with your board, watch NBA games, pause it during timeouts, draw something up. Sounds silly, but we can improve. I spent a lot of time doing that. I watch a lot of basketball, and when I was first given the responsibility of out of bounds and special situations at Troy, I didn't want the first time I ever had to draw something up in 30 seconds to be in a game. I need to do it at home. I need to do it in the office. I need to do it whenever I can. So don't feel silly doing that. It's definitely really, really, really useful. And I still do it. I still get better. I can still improve. I can still you know, get it done faster or more concise or whatever. And I'll tell you something that I do need to improve at in a second when we get there. It's right here. Stay calm for your team. I think it's really, really important to consider that your team is going to feed off you in a timeout. If you're freaking out, they're gonna freak out. And I think Coach K is one of the best at this. They showed the information about when he drew up the play for Leitner years ago. He was so calm in the timeout that they really believed they were going to win. Something I need to improve on is just how calm I can be in that situation. Because if you're freaking out, like, we got to do that, okay, they're going to freak out. If you can be like, okay, Jennifer Grubbs, my old boss at Valdosta State, well, the associate head coach at the time, when I was at Valdosta State, this is what she did. Here's how we're going to win, okay? That's so comforting to the players rather than, oh my God, you know, we did this. Here's how we're going to win, okay? This is what we're going to do. Boom, boom, boom. Calm, concise, okay, to the point. Something that we can all improve on, me for sure. Philosophy. What is your philosophy? You need to know what you believe in. So likes of situations are not always offensive. It can be if we're up 3, do we foul? What is you need to know what you believe in. You know, confidence. It's all about confidence. And then, are your plays universal? Are your plays, did they work? Did they work against the man in the zone? Okay. Not everything that I have in my pocket works against the man in the zone, but that also depends on situation, because Some teams we know are never going to play a zone. Sometimes we have teams that we know are not going to come out of zone. So you just need to know that. So these things to remember, I'm going to rub them out. I'm going to scrub them out so that I have somewhere to draw. Okay. So any questions so far?
Looking good right now, Coach.
Great. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. All right, here's how we're going to win, okay? So I'm going to split this up into 4 sections, all right? I'm going to go baseline out of bounds for 2-point plays. Then I'm going to go baseline out of bounds 3s, sideline out of bounds 2s, sideline out of bounds 3s, okay? If I'm in that category, so for example, for the next 5, 6, 7 minutes, if I'm in baseline out of bounds 2s, you have a question, have a request, throw it out to me and I'll try. Now, bear with me because I have about 25, 30, 35 plays. I'm going to throw them at you. Bam, bam, bam. I'll try and go. I'm just trying to get you as much information as I can. I'm doing them all from memory. So if I mess up, I apologize. We'll try and get back on it. I have a couple of Post-its here for reference. But yeah, so let me see. All right. So hopefully everybody can see this. And we'll get going. All right. First one. First one is just simply just pick the picker. So it's baseline out of bounds for 2s. So let's say you have a post here, a guard here, a post here. I'll try and draw them a little bit bigger. And I'll put another guard up top so your point guard takes it out. Okay. I'm a big fan of doing as many things as possible. Let me see if I can do this actually. I'm a big fan of doing as many things as possible out the same alignment so the opponent doesn't know what you're running. So, everybody scouts and prepares. So you don't want them to say, well, every time they set up and this, they're running this. Okay, so try and run 2 or 3 things, not everything, but try and run 2 or 3 things out the same alignment. And it's just pick the picker. It's just screen, come off of it, screen the screener. Screen the screener. Now, it results in a post-to-post screen right here. So what's going to happen is they're probably going to switch it and you'll have a roll to the basket, have the defender on your back. So screen for the guard, come off. You may have this shot, and if not, screen for the screener, and roll back to the ball. Real simple, pick the picker. Everybody runs it at every single level because it works. Obviously you can do it out of different variations. We've done it out of an elbow set, which I'll show you in a second. So the next one I'm going to show you is put your best athlete opposite the ball, right here. Can you guys see the numbers? Is that okay? I'll try and draw them a little bit bigger. Okay. It helps if one of your forwards here can shoot the ball. If not, have her take it out, or him. Then put a guard. You want to space this really, really far out. So put her in the 3-point line, and then just put your other shooter here and a post out the way. If they can't shoot it, flip flop them. But this is your athlete. Okay, this is a Greg Popovich play. Just got 42. So it's going to be a screen here, come off of it hard, and roll back to the basket. What's going to happen is this creates so much space coming off of it that this kid might sit back here and you roll hard and you can lob it up here and it's a high catch and finish. It's really hard to guard. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of this stuff is really simple. But spacing is the key here, right? So high on the 3-point line, come off of it, roll back hard and lob it over the top, and it's a quick high catch and finish. 42 Spurs. And you can call them obviously whatever you want. 4 low is a thing we run against a man or a zone. Super simple again. We have both posts in front of the ball. We have a guard take it out. Someone who can shoot the ball in the ball side corner, okay, and the other guard here, right? So this one goes first. So the 2 is going to sprint baseline all the way to the corner. She's going to go underneath the post players, but like baseline side, all the way. As soon as she goes, the post is going to go and screen for the other post, right? This guard's going to follow the 3-point line around to the elbow. Works against a man or a zone because at the end of the day, 2 post players screening for each other. There's 2 options. You either switch it or you don't. If you do switch it, now you've got her on your back. You just screen and shape up, as my head coach calls it, shape up, and you have a layup. It's probably an N1, okay? If they don't switch it, we go back to our details of what we said was, she has to be open unless you set a crappy screen, in which case you're getting subbed out, okay? Set good screens. Super simple, clear out, screen. She's either open or they switch it and come back to the ball. The only other thing they can do to stop this is leave the 2 to help on this, and then your 2 is wide open in the corner for a 3. Works against the man or a zone. Okay? That's just, we'll just call it whatever you want. Whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. Elbow, our elbow set. So we'll put 2 posts at the elbow. I like this because we run a lot of things out of this. Can you guys see this okay? Coach, you can see that, everyone can see this okay? I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All
Yeah,
right,
there you go.
so guard takes it out, put a guard up here, 3 in a line, and low post right here. First thing that's going to happen is she's going to screen for the guard and come off this double screen and catch the ball. Okay. Sometimes she'll have a shot right away because it's hard to guard. Obviously, you teach reads so that if they go under it, she can flare back. If they go over it, she can curl and maybe get a layup. Okay. You can have a call for this if you want. But initially, when she goes to screen, if the defender falls asleep, she can just cut back door and get a layup. Trust me, teach your players to make reads. What I've found is when you teach them to make reads, they want to make that read all the time. They want to hope that that's there, so they'll start cutting back door all the time, even when it's not available. Just stick to the play, but use your common sense. Okay. So now she's screened for her, so she's down there. All right. Let's evolve this to the next step. So now the guard's down there. She came and caught the ball. Out of this set, you can do a ton of things. Okay. So for example, we would have our 1 take it out. Now she would get out of the way. Now you can come and back screen for one of the post players. Okay, that's an option. You can just do so many things. You can just spread her out to the corner, lift this one up, and just go, and you've got a quick post ISO. You can just do so many things out of this. Okay. We'll run a variation of this, same idea, and we'll call it something else, but the setup is the same. So you get your post here, your guard, 1 takes out. When she goes to screen, this is a variation of it. When she goes to screen, she'll shoot the gap. And a lot of times her defender will fall asleep and she'll have a wide open 3. Okay. Say she doesn't have it. The guard is out there. She'll go away just for spacing purposes. Okay. So now we've got the guard over here. She went to the corner. And now you've got a lot of different things you can do again. We like to level these ones out. So now we'll come ball side here, and the 1 catches it into a quick on ball screen. I don't know if you can see that. So the 1 came all the way up here, caught the ball right here into a quick on ball screen, and you've got a drive and kick situation here. She can roll. There's your corner kick out pass, all these things here. I just think it's nice to be able to have that option to sneak through the posts for an open 3 and just to keep the defense honest. So that's our elbow variation. Okay. All right. Let me see what's next. I like a flex. Out of a baseline out of bounds. So 1 takes it out because you want to create a tough switch. So again, we do this out of our elbow action. Everything's the same. We've got our same initiation. And I know I'm flying through these, but let me make this a little bit bigger. That might help. All right, so post, 1 takes it out, guard. Okay, now the only danger is right here, you have to throw over the top to get the ball in. Okay, and I'm drawing these all to the same side. Of course, you can run anything to any side. All right, so you have to, guard's gonna pin in for this post player to pop back and catch the ball right here. At the same time, the other post goes corner. Okay. Now the guard who's screened in, just get out of the way. Okay, so now your post is up here with the ball. Guard get open, reverse it, step in and set this flex screen. Come off it there. So now this guard has the ball looking at the flex, and then you can go down screen. Okay, we have 2 calls. Sometimes we'll down screen for the point guard. So now this post came off of it, right? Okay, so sometimes we'll down screen for the point guard to get this jump shot, or if this is an athlete, she'll keep coming and we'll go back screen and we'll throw it up and it's a dunk. Not for us, but it can be a dunk. Okay, couple options there. If this is a stretch 4, let's say it's a 4 who can shoot the ball, we reverse it and we bring her up and we flare her. Dribble at, trail post, shoots a 3. Okay, so there's a lot of, obviously, in any flex, there's a lot of variation to it. So that might be handy for you guys. So these are still baseline out of bounds options. We good so far? No questions? I know I'm flying through these. I just want to get you guys as many actions as I can. I like this. This is an NBA look. The Indiana Pacers ran this. So we'll go post, post, guard, guard, and again, the one can take it out. She's going to fly corner. Now, this has to happen quickly. This guard has to, you can't wait for a 2 count before we start moving, okay? This guard is going to come off this, and you can either have her split through the screens or curl the second one, because then there's a rescreen post to post, all right? So again, the guard's coming off of it, curl. You might have a curl layup. If not, we're rescreening post to post, and any same position, screen, there's a slip opportunity. So remember, if this guard curls it, she has to get out of the way, lift up. Post to post screen, jump shot here, slip option here. I like that, especially because it doesn't take any time. All right, I mentioned earlier time and score. You have to really understand how much time it takes for us to get the ball in and get a shot off, and how much time we have, especially in a special situation. You know, you have to always add about 10% on for bobbles. You know, like, okay, I have this play takes 3 seconds. I need 4 in case the ball gets bobbled one time. Okay, so I would try and add maybe 10%. All right, so there's your Indiana comeback play. This is a play I like. This is a Spanish national team play. 2, 3, and we've got 5. I had to write this one down because this is new. We don't run this, but I really like it. So the 3 is going to get open. Go catch it right here. Immediately get out the way. So the 3 has the ball here. The 1 is just going to sprint in and just diagonal screen the 5. It's hard action. They run this for Pau Gasol, Marc Gasol. I think it's really, really hard. And what happens is the reason you keep the 4 1 step above the elbow is if this doesn't work, you just go rescreen and we'll curl this and we'll get a little jump shot. Okay. Or you catch it here and you go pick and roll, pick and pop, stay corner, all this stuff. Okay. So again, 3 gets open, catch, step in bounds, diagonal back screen, really hard to guard. If they help off the 2, you lift her, skip it across, and you'll have a wide open shot. Hard to guard, especially if your 1's a great screener and your 5's a big, powerful post player. Okay. All right, last one. In fact, that'll be the last one. We'll make that the last one. Any questions? How did I do on time? Any questions on 2-point baseline out of bounds plays? Any questions?
We do have a couple questions.
Come on.
One of them says, let's see, how many inbounds plays should you have your players memorize and practice repeatedly?
I hate to be that guy. I hate to use the word depends because I used it yesterday. But it depends how much are they capable. Don't have a second inbounds play until you can run the first one. There's no point in having 17. We don't run all these plays. We do not. I have 30-something plays on the board. We don't run them all. I just study and keep the ones I like and have a list of about 100 that I've liked over the years, but I would never run them all with the same team. It just depends. Get really, really good at 1 or 2 before you put in 10. You know, you probably don't need 10 2-point baseline out of bounds plays. You know, so yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
I think so, Coach. And then another one said, what of those plays that you had drawn up, which one is the best underneath the basket against a 2-3 zone?
The 4 low, the one where there's just post. I'll show you another one. Actually, I'll show you another one against the zone that's really good. When she goes screen here, because it's a 2-3 zone, right? So she's gonna go. Someone has to occupy the offside shooter, right? So when she curls, she's gonna at least draw a little bit of attention. When she screens the middle, screen the middle. This is your option right here. When she comes, she's either open, and the reason she won't be open is because this kid is gonna come right to her. So as soon as you screen the middle, you just turn around, and you have a dunk.
Gotcha.
Make sense? Mm-hmm. Another one I'll show you against the 2-3 zone is any action you can get against a 2-3 zone where you can put your shooter here, right? And any action you can catch it in the corner and dribble it out. She has to follow. Put her in the corner, throw it back, and you have a wide open shot. I would try and have a low post in there. But any action where you can get it here, dribble it up, she has to follow. What's the number one thing in basketball and defense? Don't leave the ball once you have it, right? She's going to follow her up, fill in baseline, corner, and shoot it, or throw it in the post. Good question. Any more before we move on?
I think that's it, Coach.
All right. 3-point baseline out of bounds, please. We don't typically go for a lot of threes because we're not the best 3-point shooting team in the conference. And we played a lot with our post players this past year. I would rather get twos out of bounds on the baseline, but certain situations you might need a three, you might be down 3. So I'll show you one that we do out of the elbow set that we showed you earlier. So all you do is you put the shooter right here, the one that shoots the ball, back screen her, come off and catch it. So now the best shooter's down here, and just quickly stagger her, okay? And then turn around and stagger the one. So I doubt she'll be open, but she might. Off the stagger, she might be open. And then off this one, she might be open. You just have to be aware about your 3 seconds in here, but you should be fine. Maybe set the first one here, stagger, and then turn around. And this is the first time you're in the paint. Hope that makes sense. Out the elbow set, get it in, stagger, stagger. And if you really want to get complex with it, I don't know what level everybody's watching, but if you've got any pro coaches watching that you guys can really execute, you can run. This is the Cam Neubauer type stuff at Florida. So you got to that action, the guard, same thing. The guard, let's say your 4 was the kid the post that shoots the ball. So we stagger her, get out the way, and you go stagger the 1. But what happens is you come and you curl her, and it's really a little sneak for the 4 to come. So I'm the bottom screener. The 1 comes and curls it, and I just roll back, and now the 4 pops back and shoots behind it. Type stuff. That's complex. So it's quite hard, but it just gives you. Also could work against switching. You would just go and you put her at the top that time. The 1 would come off of it, screen. The 5 screens her own man and just pop back. Same type stuff. Curler. Make sense? All right. Next. I wouldn't be really that comfortable running that unless I knew that my team was really aware of angles and who to screen. But I just wanted to show you just in case. This is a kind of misdirection that could be good. Let me see. I had to write this one down as well. We don't run this, but I like it. 1 takes it out. 4, 2, 3, 5. Okay, it's kind of floppy type action. So fan out, give the 4 the ball, give the 2 the ball, 1 fill, and catch it right here. Okay, 4 out, 2 out, 3 out. So now 3 has the ball up top. Your 2 and your 4 we're out here because we fanned the ball around. Okay. Now, because 3 has the ball, we are kind of floppy action for your 2, making it look like it's for her. And the 4 is going to turn in and rescreen the 1, throw it over the top, and your 1 will have a wide open 3. Okay. Do we get that? Fan out, get it to the 3. Triple screen, floppy type stuff for the 1 to this guard to come all the way through. I think it was the 2, and then make it look like it's for her. All the defense is looking this way. Turn in and pin the 1's man in. Buckets for the 1. Okay, we're doing okay for time. We go back because we have a lot more. All right, last one. This is the Dallas Mavericks play, which I really like. Really like. So your 4 will take it out. They used Nowitzki, Dirk, to take it out. 5 at the bottom, the low post. 2, 1, 3 just out the way. So you can put the 3. Put the 3 wherever you want. Get out of the way. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is the 5 has to get open some way, somehow, and catch the ball. Give the 5 the ball. Okay, the next thing that's going to happen is the 1 is going to come out and get the ball. Similar action to what we just had. So now the 1 has the ball right here. Because Dirk was a 3-point threat, everybody was looking at him. Go screen for Dirk to come up, and again it looks, sorry, the 1 has the ball. Go screen for Dirk, everybody's looking at Dirk. And then we rescreen the screener, and this is going to be your look right there. Okay, out, out, screen for Dirk, rescreen for the guard screener. It's good stuff. I don't think I'll say today this is bad stuff, but hopefully it's good stuff for you. All right, everybody awake? Okay, so this is quite good too. Last one is the where are we? 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. Take it out. Okay, you need a 3. 3 is going to come over the top and catch. 1 is and we're making it look like it's for the 3. Over the top, we're dribbling at her, we're looking at her, and then the 1 comes through a elevator screen. Up, all the way over, look at, you have to be able to sell in special situations. Boom. Now, I'm torn on whether I want her to go through or under, but that's up to you. Okay? All right, that's us done with 3-point baseline out of bounds plays. Like I said, I don't have a ton that I want to show you because I just don't, it's not something we really, I want a 2. I want a 70% 2 rather than a half of that percent 3 or less. So any questions on 3s?
No questions there, Coach.
Great. Okay. So let's go on to sideline stuff, which I hope will be really useful to anybody, especially in the women's game because we get to advance the ball. So let's now take it to the side. I'm not an artist. So let's make that a little bit bigger. So let's just really simple. We'll start real simple with low amount of seconds on the clock. So you don't need, put your 5 here, put your 1 here, put your 2 here, your shooter, 1 here, 4 here. They're not on the same plane. The 4 is above, 2 steps above the 1. Okay, we're taking it out on the side. First thing is we screen, everybody does this, and pin, and you're looking here. They don't move yet. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. We're looking at this heavily. If she fronts her, we can lob it. If she doesn't front and she stays back, just throw it in and go play. Okay, so now your 2 is over here. After a 2 count, we're going to go screen for the 1 and rescreen. At this stage, it's up to you if you want to send the 2 back baseline and fill the corner, up to you. But get the 1 open, and depending on the amount of time, make a play. Okay, players make plays. Don't ever forget that. Players make plays, not coaches don't make plays. We put you in a position, but let your players make plays. Get the ball to one of your players and let her make a play. So anyway, if there's not a lot of time left, you wouldn't screen, rescreen. You would just screen, curl, go make a play. Make a play, okay? So we just, well, you know, got that option. We've got another quick post ISO. 5 on the elbow, 4 just a step above, 2 here, 3 takes it out. Really simple. Get up and out. Diagonal screen for the 5 for a quick post ISO, and similar, just rescreen. Similar to what we just had, but it's just a different way to get there. How are they going to guard this? Switch it, great. 1 guard and a 5. Don't switch it, set a great screen, you'll be open. Just a quick bounce pass or a quick fire it in there, and you'll get a play. Okay? So continue with 2-point options from the sideline. What do we have? You can get to your Spain play. Let me see. You can get to that Spain play another way. Don't want to get this wrong. I would have your 4 take it out to take away some help. And all that happens is your 3 is going to act like they're going to screen for the one and just peel out and catch the ball right here. And then it's the same thing you just had. Debo action. Come up, re-screen, keep it coming in case you don't have it. But that's kind of straightforward. Okay, I'm going to change this because it's needs some there we go. Okay, what's next? Still this from Jeff Dow, current head coach, women's head coach at Incarnate Word. So you're going to have a 4 that can shoot, a 5 here. Whoever your star is here, that's a special, late game situation, ISO type. Whoever your star is, your one-on-one player here. Guard take it out, guard out here. So she can go act like she's screening. I just needed to catch the ball, get open up here. That's another thing. You must get open. Get out. What's going to happen is the 5's going to flare the 4, and we're going to ball fake at her. Don't dribble yet. Catch it, and I'm going to ball fake at her. Guard fills in corner, right? As soon as that ball fake, all I want is my defender to look. I ball fake, and I have to just go score. Just go score. Rip it and go. And this is my outlet if I get in trouble, okay? You can run this with 4 or 5 seconds left. 1, catch the ball. 2, pass fake. Rip it. 3, 4, and get a shot off, okay? I like to give credit when I steal plays from people. So if anybody uses one of these plays, my Cash App, I'm joking. Tweet me. Let me know when it paid off. If it wins you a game, you can buy me a coffee one day. Just playing. So that's our little box ISO. I saw Mike Neighbors do this once, and I said they were playing a conference team. So I was watching the game, and I said, "What?" Mike's a genius. I said, "What has Mike got up his sleeve?" This is what he did. He put post his best shooter here, and a guard took it out. Right? He flat staggered the 2 to the corner, sent her right up there, and threw the ball, and she had all this play to go play one-on-one. Game winner. I said, "What is Mike?" It's great. Worked. It's very unique. Don't be scared to be different, okay? Stagger this kid. Just get everybody out of the way, basically, was what he was saying. And if it was really overplayed, she can go back door and you lob it to the rim and she'll go make that. So that's our Arkansas, our little Arkansas play. Okay. And most of these are man-based stuff. I think, something I'm learning is you have to practice scenarios where either your plays, you get some plays that work against teams that might switch up to zone, or you teach your players to, if the shit hits the fan, we have to be able to make a play. Screen the zone, dive someone to the rim. Within 6 seconds, you have to be able to make a play. You have to be able to improvise and say, I didn't know they were going to come out in a whatever. So my job is to try and get plays that work against both. I'm just showing you all sorts of variations right here. So yeah. Next one is going to be a fake handoff. A fake handoff play. So we're going to go 5, 4, 2, and you want 2 of the same position. So point guard takes out, 3 goes here. So 2 guards, right? Somehow, some way, you can go fake like you're screening here. You can go do this, but just 3 come catch the ball right here. Back to the basket, okay? At the same time, fly through this elevator screen as a decoy, and the 1 is running for a fake handoff. Come get it, sell it. Come get it. Fake the handoff and go score, okay? What I tell my players is anytime there's a dribble penetration and she sees this happening, sprint to the corner in case we need this. And oh no, she went. Okay, so sprint to the corner in case we need a bailout. Okay, she went, so she's not there. Fake handoff play. I love it. Love that play. We're still on 2-point options. Right. So this was our staple this year. We ran everything almost out of a 3 across set. So the 3 took it out. Point guard was down here. 2 was here. 3 across the free throw line. We ran almost everything out of this year. The 1 come and get it. Right? 3 run all the way through. They ran this a lot for Iverson. This type of stuff, right? Whatever side she chooses, because she can stop and go back. She can go all the way through. The 2 must balance out the other side. Okay? So now we give her the ball, and we've got 1,000,004 options. Okay? On-ball screen, right? You can play the on-ball screen. You can slip the first one and screen the second. You can, at this stage, I would tell the 2 to move down and the 1 to move over. So you get your 2 posts here. You can screen and curl it, and you might get this layup, and if not, pop and go high-low. I know I'm giving you a lot here. You can do a Greg Popovich, what they used to do with Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. And you can screen into the screen, get out the way and play. That means the pick and roll defense will arrive late. You can, what else can you do out of this? Another one we did was we had a call where we didn't send the 2 through. We curl her, layup opportunity, curl her into a back screen for this. Okay, so now the 2's here screening because she looped into a back screen, down screen. Okay, if your 1 can really shoot the 3 and she's over here, okay, the 2 curled it, go with the other post and stagger to take this away, and you've got this post ISO because she originally set the back screen. Lots of stuff. Okay, so that is us. We're finished with 2-point options from the side. Any questions?
Doesn't look like any questions about that one.
Is everybody asleep? I may have lost everybody. You can replay this late at night and use it in place of melatonin as a sleep aid. I'm here to provide as much as I can. So, all right, here we go. So, 3-point options out of the sideline. These are big because, in the game where we can advance it, you have to be able to score. Sometimes you need a 3 and you don't have an option. You have 8 seconds left, 9 seconds, you need a 3. So we like to do stuff out the same set, it's hard to predict what we're going to do. So the same thing, we need a 3, so we'll give our point guard the ball. And this time, let's say we run her through. So we run her through, fine. We'll give her the ball, and the point guard has to stay at midline. So she gave her the ball. The other guard went out, as we talked about. So now this is what you have. Okay? We'll go on-ball screen. Stole this from Karen Aston. She was at Texas. Great coach. Reject it. Turn around and rescreen your point guard. And I'm rejecting it. Stop. Pitch it back, and that's your 3. But I don't want to stop there. Okay, just in case. I'm an insurance guy. So after the point guard, so the 3 rejected it, tossed it back to the point guard. Your post set this screen, go stagger the 2, just in case. Just in case. All right. So we call that our Texas throwback because that's where I stole it from. Next one is our hammer play. Popovich, Brad Stevens, all run this stuff. So again, we're doing it all out the same stuff. Now, point guards, let's just draw it. So the point guard came and got it. Okay. She comes through and catches. And during the hammer play, you need your post to float. You need her to float when the ball comes in. Just look like it's not for you. Just look like you're bored. Okay. Because what's going to happen is same thing. We're going to reject it. And on this baseline drive, you're setting the hammer for your point guard, hammer screen. Okay. All right. All righty. Keep going. Hammer action. Another way to get your hammer play. Stole this from Katie Smith when she was at the Liberty. So I call it Liberty Hammer. Put this out of a box. So point guard, 5. And you just, you put your 4 here and your 2 here, whoever you want to shoot the ball here. And this is quick. If you only have 4 seconds left and you need a 3, you can run this. Set this screen, come up to almost where you can touch the 5, and then dive back, bounce pass, curl it around. Don't move until the ball is caught. And then bam. I don't care if you jump out of bounds, Ginobili special, throw it to the baseline. Quick 3, quick hammer 3, okay? Ran it once, got a great shot, missed it, lost the game. What you gonna do? Got a great look. Okay, what you gonna do? So, 3-point looks. This is kind of cool. So, now, let me preface this. I ran this twice, and we turned it over both. We turned it over both times. So I don't know if you can run it better than we can, or if it's not as good as I think it is. But I think it's good. So come through the elevator to catch, and we want to catch it all the way over here. Right now, a couple things can happen here. We're going to go with the first option. I want you to dribble at this kid. She is going to backdoor cut. We're not throwing it because we need a 3. But I just want to create some confusion. All right, because she will be open, because everyone gets frantic when you have to guard the last second shot. Okay? As soon as she throws the ball in, the 3 goes corner. After the 1 dribbles over here and looks at the back door, we're going to stagger the 3. She keeps going back door to the low post, because after the 3 comes out and catches it, if she can't shoot the ball, we need a 3. Set this elevator with the same kids. Bang. Universal. This can work against the man or zone. Of course, you would throw the back door, but you can pin people in against the zone. Not many people are going to be in the zone when you need a 3, but you never know. It would really catch you off guard, but then if it works, it works. Okay, so go back door, stagger first, turn it into an elevator. I like that because it has multiple loops, but you probably need 9 or 10 seconds. So don't run this with 4 seconds on the clock. We good so far? I'm going to take it as a yes. Either people are comfortably snoozing, or this is good stuff that they're burning out the
we have an objection to that claim. We have a coach in Greece who said it's after midnight here, and I'm still really focused on your session. So
insomnia is a real thing. Thanks. I love Greece. I do love Greece. I've been once, loved it. Great food, great weather, great people. All right, so that is your. Let's go this. Someone that can shoot the ball, take it out. Again, it's out of our 3 step. Come get it. All right. Go like you're running across, but this time we're going to turn it into a quick flare screen. Boop, boop, right there. Okay. Turn it into a quick flare. At the same time the ball comes in, the 2 is going to go here. The 1 is going to get out the way, because guess what? We're going to stagger the 2 and then the 1. Contrary to what you probably believe with all these staggers, I'm not a huge stagger screen fan, but I understand that there's a place for them. There's a place for them. I said all this. I should have said this at the start. I think the thing you have to consider when you're coaching is, one of the things that should have been in my remember list is, if you're coaching kids, or I think in the women's game more than the men's game, and I mean this with all the respect, I think this is just reality. You can get an NBA guy, just get him the ball, and he'll rise up because of the athleticism and ability to create their own shot. But I think in the kids' game and the women's game, we have to get somebody open. And please hear what I'm saying, not as anything other than the reality of doing this for years. You have to get them open, because it's less common for them to, for our players at least, to be able to just rise up above somebody and shoot a 3 at the top of their jump. most people in our game, in the women's game, the women's collegiate game, they're not shooting the ball at the top of a 35-inch vert like maybe you can get, I'm trying to think. You can get KD, just get him the ball. He is going to elevate to the top of his jump. But we have to get you open, right? So what are you running that I can get you open? But not just that. Who's capable of coming off a screen and just plant and shoot? Okay, so you have to take consideration your personnel and what you need to get in terms of your team. What do they need from you? Gina Roriema says it all the time. You have to be ready to provide what your team needs for you in that moment. All right, so a couple more. Only have a couple more, and then we'll take some questions. This is something I showed you earlier, a little backside elevator. How do we get it out the side? Really simple. One, post, shooter, right here on the other elbow. 3, take it out. 1, come and get it, right here, okay? Make it look like it's for the 3, dribble at, and it's the same as we did before, right through that elevator, or right underneath, throw over the top. Okay, up to you. And then the last one I have is a Sandy Brondello play, who I think is amazing. She's the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury with my all-time favorite, Taurasi. They ran this for Taurasi. They ran it 100 times. And I talked to Sandy, and she said, every time I run this, it works. Every time. And she's right. I've watched her run it 10 times over Taurasi's career. And every time she gets a wide open look. So what we're going to do is we're going to put your star here that can shoot, your athlete here, screener here, point guard here, passer out of bounds. Have to practice this because it's risky. I promise it's risky, right? It's risky, but it's really good. We ran it against Little Rock a couple years ago, and we knocked it down. We were down the whole game at their place. If anybody knows Little Rock, it's very hard to win there. Great team. And we got a wide open shot, and I think we tied the game with about 30 seconds to go with this, or maybe less. Okay? So, screen, details. You have to come inside. Stand on the nail. Okay? Stand on the nail. Reverse cross screen. Have to go baseline side, and we're throwing it the length of the court. We're throwing it to the short corner. You're going to say, Neil, you're crazy. Possibly. But it's good because everybody goes, what the hell's happening? Okay? So now you've thrown it all the way over here to your 4. Your star is here. Your point guard is here because she set the reverse cross screen. On the catch, go screen, and there's your 3. There's your 3. Now, as a backup, I talked to you about insurance. So now your star has the ball here. Hopefully Taurasi can shoot this one. I know she can shoot. As a backup, once she pitches it to the star, go rescreen the 1, and you've got this corner option as a last resort. Risky. Don't call me if you run it and your player passes it and hits the rim and you lose the game. Don't call me if she passes it and throws it to the cheerleaders. Don't call me. And definitely don't call me if it gets tipped on the way out because your player taking it out is nervous and she throws it, it gets tipped. Don't call me. It's not my fault. I'm just here to give you some options. Okay?
And Coach, we actually have a question that goes kind of with that.
Is it my Greek guy? Is he still awake?
It's not our Greek guy. I don't know if he's awake, but the question says, do you recommend having a designated player to make all inbounds passes?
That's a great question. I like it. I can't say that a definite or not, but yeah, I like it. We did this year. We had a player who was our designated inbound because let's be honest, the pass is just as important as the shot because if you mess up the pass, you lose the game. You don't even get a shot. Our pet peeve is not like you have to get a shot off. So I don't want to run anything super complex that looks really good on the board. I've tried to give you a range of stuff here that you can run with your, JV team all the way up to somebody, hopefully, if they coach a pro team, can take 2 or 3 things. So I've tried to give you a range, but there's no point in running something complex if you can't get the ball in. Or there's no point in running something complex at all if something simple will work. Simplicity is the key because you have to get a shot off. So I said all that to say, yeah, I I would consider having somebody that's a designated inbounder if they aren't scared of that moment. Like they're happy to make that pass and they know they can do it. So yeah, great question. I'll take some more. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're a few minutes left, maybe.
Yes. Another, and our Greek friend has responded. He says, "Still awake. I know
My
it's
friend.
about women not taking a shot as high as men do.
Yeah.
He coaches U14, and the struggle is real. Must get them open." Totally agree with you.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call it a struggle. I'm not disagreeing with you. I wouldn't even call it a struggle. I if given the option to go back to coaching guys, I wouldn't. I prefer coaching women. It's just slightly different. It's just slightly different. I think I think you have to be really good X's and O's. If you watch the WNBA, I think you can watch some of the best X's and O's people in the world. Some of the coaches in the WNBA are phenomenal. Pretty much, all of them are. Obviously, they wouldn't be there, but like, it's just something you have to consider. Like, it's just a little bit different. A lot of people talk about, like, if you get in the lane in the men's game, it's practiced a whole lot to float it to the rim because you have alley-oop situations. You have scenarios where if this guy can help, where it's going, especially in a dribble drive offense. Where it's going. It's just a little bit different. It doesn't make it better or worse. It's reality. So I just think you have to do your job and be ready to get her open. And there are exceptions. Of course, there's exceptions to where you've got several players that can elevate, create their own shot. Now we're seeing phenomenal players such as Sabrina, such as Slocum. Oregon State was really good at just creating her own shot. So maybe not at the top of her jump, but she would use several step backs, or she would use hezels or whatever. You just have to know. What how to put your players, whether it's down to them their age or athleticism or whatever it is. You just have to know how to put them in positions to be successful.
Absolutely. Another question: what's the most common mistake coaches make with inbounding plays, just generally speaking?
I would say probably not coaching the details. Maybe not putting pressure on them to score. Like, yeah, we're going to try this. There's no trying. We have to score. Like, we never just get the ball in unless we're up and we're just trying, we know we're going to get fouled. But details, screening angles, I would say trying to put too many in before the ones you put in are good or are ready. And possibly even just don't forget to take your ego out of it. It's not what you think is cool on the board. Your players have to be able to do it. And at the end of the day, what's cool is winning games. Like, you have to be able to just put your players in the best position. Keep it simple. And I hope, like I said today, there was some that were really simple. Pick the picker, screen and roll, screen and anticipate a switch, talk about reads, all these things. And do it in practice. Like I said on the board, remember that you will win late game situations in practice, not in timeouts. Good question
though. Another one came up. Neil, give us your best play going full court with 4 seconds. Also, where can you get one of those pullovers?
We have a recruiting coordinator, Courtney Simmons, is over our gear, and she does a phenomenal job. But she's also very, she does a great job because we don't order 50 of anything. And people get upset because they always ask me, like, we're sharp. She does a great job. We're sharp. And the girls are sharp everywhere we go. They look great, and we're big on, like, you look the right way, And but we don't order 50 of anything. So whenever I go somewhere and people are like, "Hey man, come on, hook me up with that," I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. We don't have the budget to buy 100 of everything, so we buy 15 of 100 things, if that makes sense. Or what I'm trying to say. So sorry about that, but I will give you a play. Okay. So full court, I stole this from Michigan State men. So 4 seconds. All right. So we're going to put posts here. Let me remember this. Okay, I have two. So let's go with the other one first. So I'm going full court. I'm putting my athlete here, right? I'm putting two people out the way, and I'm going to put my point guard here or under the rim, doesn't matter. I'm going to screen at the free throw line for her to sprint to the ball, right? I'm racing these two to the ball, and I'm going to turn her around, my best athlete, and I'm throwing it to her, and I'm saying, make a play. In fact, I'm making one of these a guard, okay? And I'm throwing it up in the air if I have this athlete. I'm not running this if I can. And I'm saying, catch the ball, do what you have to do. The referees are going to swallow their whistle. Do what you have to do. Catch the ball. And turn around, and she's going to fly back when the ball's in the air. I'm going to plant and go back, and she's driving it, and your only option is you score or throw it out to her and she scores. Now, if they're crazy enough to not guard you in the backcourt and your point guard is allowed to catch it here and turn and go, that's a lot. Don't underestimate 4 seconds. That's a long time. Turn around and go. The Michigan State one, let's see if I can remember it. Gosh, we never needed this because we can advance the ball. Something along the lines of post, point guard, and your two is here. So what happens is, now we have agile posts. We're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to curl her, and we're going to dive her to the ball. We'll run this on the other side so you can go on the right hand. I'm making a mess of this. I can't really remember it. But basically, we're giving our post the ball. Because what's the chances of the post defender being as agile on the open floor, right? So we're going to give her the ball, and she's going to drive it, and someone's going to help. If nobody helps, she has a layup. Someone's going to help. The point guard, she should be on the other side. The point guard is going to be in this corner. The two is going to be in this corner. Don't run this if your post can't handle the ball. That's what I would run. All right? If your post can't handle the ball, put a guard here. All right? Come off the stagger, blast to the ball, catch it, turn and go. The corner's filled, and we're good to go. The first one was probably better. I'm not great. I probably need to be a little bit better with those because we don't do it because we can advance the ball. We're going to take out the sideline every time. But next time I'll have something a little bit better than that. Sorry.
Another question says, if the game is tight, do you keep your best baseline out of bounds play for the last minutes just in case you'll need it then, or do you use it early on?
I think you have to judge. You have to make a decision because is your stuff that you've been running getting you shots? That's the question. If you can't get, if the last 4 baseline out of bounds plays you've ran can't get you a look, you need to use your good stuff. Just go ahead. You just have to get ahead, right? And then it's up to you. Use a good one there to go ahead, and then you have to have a backup good one in case you need that. Be prepared for everything. But I would say it depends. You have to go ahead. You have to go ahead, right? You don't want to wait and go, if only we could have gone ahead, because you might go ahead and not need anything else. You need to get ahead. So I would say use something good if you haven't been getting shots, and then otherwise after that you just have a backup. It's a good question though.
It's a great answer. Coach, that was great stuff again.
Thank you. Thanks. It's a lot of stuff. Follow me and hit me up. I'll talk hoops anytime. It's Neil_Harrow is my Twitter, my Instagram. 229-699-3646 is my cell, +1 in front of it if you're not from the States. Hit me up on WhatsApp. And yeah, I'll be happy to talk. I really appreciate this. Thanks for the questions. It's been good. It's keeping it fresh. So thank you. For
sure. And we had a few coaches say that they came in late. So I just want to reiterate to everyone, there will be a replay available of this. It'll be up 24 hours from now, wherever you are. And so definitely check it out if you missed the first part of the presentation. And if you do have follow-up questions, obviously Coach is more than willing to contact you guys. So Coach, again, thank you so much. This was fantastic.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate this.
All right. Take care, Coach.
Everybody keep learning. Thank you. Bye.